Gorgeous ladies, today I'm doing another intro to BearCart, so part of our BearCart 101 series, where today we'll actually be adding a new product in. We might actually add a new category in there while we're at it, just for good measure. What we're going to do today is I've got some demo ones that you'll actually find when you get your store set up. You'll already have these ones here, so these are just demo ones. You can just click delete and get rid of them. That's completely fine, but it's a good way to actually see how it all works as well. For example, you can click on this one here, just take a little bit, and you can actually see that the products are in under those folders as well, just to order everything, and it shows up really nice and neat on our front page, and that all just comes up seamlessly. So what we're going to do is go ahead and create a new category here. We just go with Hello Lovelies, just because I'm feeling it this morning. With your category image, this one is the one that shows up on your category pages, so where you've got a list of all of your available categories. Usually best to go with an image here that's about 800 by 800 pixels. Usually best to go with the square option if you want it to sit nicely in the page. Just means you don't have too much squish or anything like that. But that's always one of those things that you can go back and edit later on as well. I'm going to be doing another post shortly about how to do your images, so keep an eye out on the blog for that one coming. Your sort order field here is the order in which you want it to show up on your front page. By default, the cart will actually order them alphabetically. So if you've got something that you want at the top, pop a number in here. Start with 1. All of them by default are 0. So anything that you number after that will go to the top. And so the lower the number, the better. And you can just order them 1 through to 10 or anything like that for you as well. What we've got here next are your header tag details. What this is built in with your search engine optimization. So it's a good idea to actually do a bit of reading about what search engine optimization you want to put into your site. This category title here is what actually shows up. And I'll try and open up another window here and you can see what we're talking about. So this is my title, and we'll load these all up. The category description, this one is actually the one that goes in for the search engines to see. So that one we can actually fill out automatically at a later time as well, which is in another video. So definitely pop in and have a look at that one too. Then we've got our category keywords. These also go into our meta descriptions, our meta keywords. These are, again, what Google will be seeing. That's actually my cat typing that out, so probably Google doesn't want to see that. With the keywords, you can actually type in different things that your products in this category will come up for, things that your customers are actually searching for in there as well. And this one here, this big box here, giant, lots of different options and things. This one actually shows on the front page of your online shopping cart. So this is my description. We'll just pop that in. This is actually a great way to have text above the products you've got listed in this category. So from there you can actually, we'll flip over to this one. We've got Hello Lovelies here. And you can see this is my description and this is my title. So that's what I've just loaded up in the admin here. And from that, you can actually customize that. Makes it really good for reading the search engines and things without it being too spammy either. So we're just going to click into this folder here. And as you can see, because it's a new category, we've got no new products in there at the moment. So we're just going to go ahead and click on new product. I'm going to run through all of the fields on here, but there's nothing too major that we need to worry about for the moment. We've got product, is it in stock, is it out of stock. You can also set if it's coming soon. Most of our sites don't worry about this, but you can set a date in here as well if you want to have it as a pre-order thing or as just showing on your homepage as these ones we've got coming soon. So pick through a manufacturer. These also could be set up on your site as a shop by colour, a shop by product, a shop by type. I do that quite regularly. The manufacturer box gives you a little box on the front page which makes it really easy to search, and it actually works great for doing that shop by theme or shop by colour or anything here. Okay, so we've got our product name, so product title here. Now with our tax classes, the taxable goods is set up to GST. So if you are registered, you will need to click that and you'll be able to see the gross price will actually update automatically. So you've got 10% on top for that. If you don't pick none, it'll default back there. So that's fine, we can just use that. The wholesale field, not a lot of people are using it, some are, which is awesome. But if you don't, just leave it empty and it will just completely disregard that for you, so you won't need to worry about it. So this is your product description. This is the one that comes up on your product page here. Let me just open one of these. So that's actually these details here. What you want to be doing in this field is actually giving your customer a sense of the product. They don't have the option to pick it up, to have a look at it, to feel it, to move it around and have a look. So you actually want to give them as much detail as possible as to what they're actually buying. It makes a customer feel more comfortable and makes them actually happy to spend the money with you before they're actually seeing the product. So if you're super conscious about what you're writing here, you can actually encourage that sale by being open and sharing all of the details that you can here. You can use all of these different things here. We've got links, we've got images, there's flash in there. There's lots and lots of different options. I would suggest if you're having a completely custom design, I would just copy and paste your text in. You can do that. Click the source button here, click paste, and away you go. I haven't got anything copied, so it hasn't put anything in. Then when we go back to this file, you'll actually see it will just be completely plain. What that allows us to do is on the front page, we can actually style each of the elements of text completely separately. But if we've overridden them in here by saying, you know, and this is my description, if I put some crazy fonts in here, if I make it, you know, yellow behind it and then purple text and huge and Comic Sans, this will actually be exactly what shows up on my front page. If I then want to change them all later to make them all the one thing, you'll see from this front page all of the fonts are the same and consistent throughout the website. If you want to do that at a later date, you'll need to go back and change all of these manually. So it's a good idea if we just clear them off. You'll find in the back end, you'll see that they do all of this crazy code around it. And that's what actually pads out the page for you. So if we can avoid that at all possible, it makes it a lot easier to actually keep the website completely consistent as well. With your title tag, this is actually the one that shows up in the top of the screen. I haven't got this switched on with my, let me see whether I can move that. Yep. Okay, so we've got here, that up here is our title tag. That's in this box here. What we can do at the end, you can be super sneaky and add all of these in automatically as well, so you don't have to change it all over one by one, which makes life a lot easier. But you can just definitely fill it in there, be descriptive. It's the first thing that Google's going to see on your actual content of your website. So go bananas. We've also got the product description tag. With that one, I'm just going to move this back up again so I've got this whole page. Your description tag, again, is your meta description. So that's what the search engines will see. Again, we can format this at the end of the launch sequence, and we can actually have that brought up from your product description. So if you've put a lot of detail into your product description, we can automatically copy that into your description tag. Hope I'm keeping up with everyone here. We've also got keywords. Specify them if you want to. You can skip it. Again, we can put them in later, but it won't be as personalized. So if you really want to go crazy, super consistent with your SEO, definitely put a few keywords in there if it's something that's specific to a product that you know people are searching for. You know that that's the way that people find your product. Put it in there. It's one of those things that's just going to add to the momentum of your website as well. Your product listing text and your product page subtext are probably, they're about to be downscaled on BearCart because they're basically not even used. It does give you an option to add more text, but it just seems quite pointless in all reality. So in a lot of cases, I'll recommend just skip those ones altogether, and they should be coming out of your admin quite soon. Once we get down, you've got your products quantity. So this is the stock you've got on hand as a total. If you've got options, we're going to do how to add stock to your options in another video as well. But this is actually the grand total of all of your options. So if you've got 5 red and 5 blue, you've got a grand total of 10 quantity. So pop that in there, and then the cart will actually take care of your stock for you as well. Set minimum quantity or multiple. From here, you can actually set, if you sell them in sets of 15, put in 15 and it will actually keep track of that for you. So it will only let you sell 15 at once. It will actually auto update your customer's cart so that they've got 15 in their shopping cart at any one point, which is really handy too. Your product model is, if you're keeping track of it, if you've got a model number that you, this one here, if you use that to order, go for it. It makes life easier. If you've got that code, pop it in there. We can actually hide that. You just need to send me an email and request it, and we can hide that on the front page if you don't want it visible to other people. Otherwise, you can just leave it blank. It's really up to you. Now, with our images, we're going to go ahead and choose a file here. Let's see what I've got. I'm just going to go with this one here. Let's find a quick little, go with that one. Gorgeous, love stamped. I love those guys. Now this is your front image. If you want to add extra images so that when you've got here you can have little thumbnails underneath, you will actually need to add that first one again. That first image, your main image, is actually the one that's used for your thumbnail. If you're insanely pedantic about having a crisp, correct graphic, you can actually make this thumbnail size. I usually go about 200 pixels by 200 pixels. Again, square is best because it just renders really nicely on your website. That being said, we can work around it without any problems if it's not a square, but I'm going to show you how to make all of your pictures square. It's awesome. From that, then you'll actually add the larger image. This is one that your customers can pop up that they can actually view. You'll see on this page, the default ones are that big. No one wants to buy a product that the picture is that big. That's my enlargement there. I can't even tell what the picture is. If I had a larger picture, say, I think this one's got a larger one, you can actually have your thumbnails down here. But you blow it up and I can actually see what's going on in the photo as well. So it's a good idea to have something around the 800 pixel by 800 pixel size. Works perfectly, and that way you've got a nice crisp image that your customers can actually, they're going to feel like they're actually looking at the product, that they're seeing the product. We've got unlimited images here, so go crazy. Put a back view, put a front view, anything that's going to make them feel more comfortable buying from your shop. They know you've taken the time, and they know that they're confident because they've actually seen all the different views of it. They know sizes, they know feelings that they can actually work out from there as well. You can keep adding them here. If you just click this one, you can just keep adding images on. That will not stop you, so you can just keep adding them in. It's always a great way to show off your product. There's no limits on that, so go crazy with it. Your product's URL. Not a lot of people are using this as it's intended. This is usually a link back to a manufacturer website, which we don't really want on our shopping cart pages, purely because the fact you don't want your customer going off that page and having a chance to look somewhere else. Very sneaky, I know, but if you actually keep them intrigued and show them enough detail on your website, they won't need to look for it anywhere else. They'll actually be able to buy it straight from you. And finally, we've got down here products weight. If you are thinking about doing a shipping by weight table, definitely take a few minutes while you're setting up your products to actually just have a rough idea of a weight. It's going to make it so much easier once you've got 100 products in. You really don't want to have to go back and change them all after. It's one of those things, a little bit of pre-planning will actually save you a lot of time in the long run. So definitely, if you're thinking about it, put it in there. If we're working on a custom solution, I've got a couple of girls that we actually have tailored the shipping and things for. I'll actually speak to you about that before we start putting in your products and things, so you don't have to edit these afterwards. Once you've got a few products in here, it gets quite time consuming to do that, and no one wants to do that. Jump on over and click save. What you'll do then is this will start loading up, and it will upload all your images and things, and it will start putting in all of the details for you. Now, once you've actually uploaded the product, you'll see it comes straight in here, but you'll also notice it comes straight in here. So the minute you put it up on the admin, it goes live on your website. Want to turn it off? Click on the little status button. No more product. It's that simple to turn them off, and we can definitely just customize it from there. What you can also do here is if you click here, you've also got your stock count. So that will tell me how many I've got. When I go into the other video, you'll actually see you'll have your options come up here with the amount of stock that they've got available as well. So that's a good thing to just be able to check that out too, and you can keep track of it. You'll also see it's here as well. Now, as usual, if you have any questions at all, that's about wraps up adding a product. It's pretty straightforward. But if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop me a line at hello@morrisbear.com.au or leave a message in the comments below, and we can get through it. You never know, you might be the next inspiration for FAQ Fridays. Well, thank you for being here as always, and hopefully that's helped with getting your products online. I will see you again in the next video very shortly. See you later. Bye.